So guys, this is a tough one today, but if you've made it here, wicked, please leave your feedback if you can, if you get the time. This is something I've got a lot of experience with. I've had a lot of ex-girlfriends. For me, it doesn't matter whether you're boyfriends, girlfriends, it doesn't matter. What matters is first realising the pattern that's going on. Is there a pattern? So for me, the pattern was great, sleep together fucking 4 times a week or fucking, twice a day or whatever. That's the infatuation phase, by the way. It usually lasts about 3 months, usually when, you don't see any fault in who you're with and they're the best thing ever. And, it's not long probably until you say, yeah, I love them. And then things start to change a little bit. You start to notice things that maybe irritate you, and you start projecting onto each other, and things start to be a little more combative, or there's a bit more conflict, which actually in a relationship is healthy because you learn each other's boundaries and values, because we don't talk about them things, so we learn them through arguing half the time. And then you can yo-yo probably, but what I found was the main thing that happened. I kept getting to a point where it was so bad, and I was so turned into such a needy partner that it's just too much for my partners. Now I'm not saying it's my fault, but what I'm saying is, what I'm owning is my experience of myself, like how I was, who I was, what I was bringing to a relationship, and a lot of it was insecurity and unconscious fucking bullshit. So that obviously put a lot of strain, and it isn't their job to validate me and continually reassure me. That's not their job, and you shouldn't need that. If you need that for someone else, you're already fighting a losing battle. So you may hear in what I'm saying that it's, firstly, you got to notice a pattern, but also notice who you become, what comes up for you. You need to sort that out first, because if you don't, then the chances are it will keep reoccurring. So for me, we live in a world where it's very like, you should do this for me, and like you ask someone why they'd be a good partner, and they'll start saying, oh, I can cook, I've got my own house, I love dogs, great in bed, and fucking, earn good money, blah, 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 all this shit that, yeah, fair enough, to some people that means something, and to us it should mean something too. But that's not going to change. That's not going to, that's not why your relationships are failing. It's not why your partners are leaving you. That's not why your partners are cheating on you. That's not why you're cheating on people. It's not why, you've stopped wanting to sleep with your partner, or you've wanted to see other people, or you even wanted to see the opposite sex. You wanted to be, turned gay or whatever. So, I'm just throwing them out there. The first thing is we need to work on the relationship with ourselves. You have to do that, because if you don't know how you treat yourself, if you can't recognise, again, patterns of how you treat yourself, and acknowledge that, you got maybe something to work on, then you won't, we always treat other people better than we treat ourselves, don't we? That's a fact. Everyone does that. So when you're treating someone better, you're already putting them on a pedestal. You're already thinking, making them better than you. It's not like that. Any person, in my eyes, that are together are meant to be together. And for me, they're probably teaching each other the lessons they're meant to be teaching each other. So using that logic, if that's true, what can we do to help break this cycle of, our relationships ending in abuse, ending in, adultery, whatever you want to fucking call it. So the abuse one's interesting. You all probably know someone that's been in an abusive relationship, or is in an abusive relationship, and they don't leave. Why is that? Why is that? Because it's normal. Because it's familiar to a part of them. Because they've numbed themselves out so much, it doesn't mean anything. And for me, they're programmed to try and fix and save the person they're with. And I'm sorry, but abusive relationships it's a very a lot of the time, from my experience, my clients or my friend or people I know, etc., it's the same cycle. It really is. It is the same cycle. Now, that doesn't. I'm not talking about every abusive relationship out there, because I don't know everyone. I'm not arrogant enough to say that I know the answers, because I'm not. What I'm saying is there are clear indications, clear patterns, and if we don't turn our story inward first, we won't change what we create outside. Fact. Sorry. And my relationships have changed so hugely now. Now I'm single. And I've recently just come out of a relationship, and it's very difficult because I had no fault with this person, but I could not see the future. And I also made them into another mum, to be honest. They mothered me. So there wasn't, the partner side of it wasn't there. I didn't want to sleep with them. I didn't want to, that we weren't, I mean, there's a lot behind it, but, the dynamic was not where you would, in my eyes, you would start with someone that you'd probably end up marrying or whatever. That didn't exist. I see people in relationships, that wasn't there. We were close, we were very close, and we got on really well. We were more like best friends, to be honest. But there was an element of, this just doesn't feel right. And maybe that's my intuition, maybe that's stuff I need to work on. I'm fine with either. What I'm saying is they're a lot better now, because in my eyes, it didn't end badly. There's no malice. And the last 2 relationships that I've had, the first one ended like all the others, same cycle. The second one, again, I wasn't ready, but I did it anyway, and it ended not badly, but it ended, and I knew it ended. I laughed when it ended. I was like, I knew it would. So I just created what I knew anyway. Give me an award. Do you know what I mean? Fucking hell, easy. I hope that made sense. You got any questions? Because I may have rambled a little bit. Post them in the comments. If you did like the video, please like and subscribe. Private DM me if that's possible. I don't know if it is. I hope it is. And I'll speak to you soon.